Good evening. Well, there's supposed to be a possible storm coming into Louisiana around the 15th, which would be Sunday, maybe Monday the 16th. Looks like it'd be more tropical. This is a projected forecast. That's 5 days out. Nobody's really talking about it, but the models that I've seen, like the Canadian models, show it coming in to the Mississippi River. So if that's the case, I'll be taking video. Doesn't look like it'll be much of anything but tropical if it comes in, but I've learned that tropical disturbances can do more damage sometimes than even hurricanes with the flooding. The flooding is always the main concern for me. So I will watch it, and if anything takes place, of course I will take video and put it up. I came home today totally exhausted and just crashed, like my eyes were fluttering. I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I'm still tired. It's been, let's see, Monday was a good day. Today, not so much so. It's just a roller coaster ride. I started teaching a novel they had at the school, and then they wanted to tell me I couldn't teach that novel because it didn't coincide with a chapter of the textbook that I was reading. I mean, how is that even an issue? I was disappointed because my students were actually engaged. And guess what? I'm going to teach it anyway. I don't see how reading a novel, answering comprehensive questions, and doing writings from the novel is detrimental in any way. Now teaching has gotten to the point, I've been out of it for 3 years, to where they're going to micromanage you and tell you exactly what you need to teach. And given where I'm teaching, only 66% of the students graduate, I would say that they don't really have a good idea of what works. And given my history and my success as a teacher, I think I have a decent idea of what works. So, not that I don't have room for improvement, I do. I'm okay with implementing certain things, but to totally tie my hands is absolutely ridiculous. Some of my students are extremely low. I have Vietnamese, Portuguese, Swahili, French, Spanish, Japanese, all in my classroom. Some are more limited verbally than others. All of them are struggling with writing and even reading English comprehension. And I have no assistance. None. Nada. Zilch. So, that's about 7 to 10 of my students right there. Come on, people. I love how they can tell you what to do, and let's see, discipline has been nearly non-existent in the administration section, and I mean, come on, you gotta back us up. You gotta work here, and do your job also. So, I guess, I'll be a little bit of a rebel, but when you give me students who cannot read a story, do multiple choice questions, and pass a test, and I'm talking about 20 multiple choice questions, and it takes them more than 90 minutes to finish the test, some of them, then we have a serious problem. Serious problem. And I will do whatever it takes to engage them and get them interested in doing things and learning. And that's what I will do. And it's just amazing how, these people, and I'm highly educated, I have my master's, but these PhDs who've never been in these lower classrooms from kindergarten to 12th grade come up with these ideas and implement them, and the states buy into this garbage, and no one is asking the teachers what works. No one. Not only do they do that, they'll take ideas from Colorado, California that have already failed, and then implement them in your state. And that's a fact. So as those states are weeding out their failed curriculum, other states are adopting it. The day that the federal government got involved with the education system is the day we started having problems. So, less government, people, less government. And in today's world, I see a whole bunch of people wanting government involved in everything. All the way to how you think and how you speak. What pronouns you use, even. It's unbelievable. And I want to believe that this is a small faction of the United States, and this possibly will dissipate and not take hold, but these minority groups have a loud voice, and they have politicians running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to please them. And since these politicians are up in our state capitol and have control of writing bills and passing them through Congress, then I'd say we have a problem. So, yeah. I know that the older generations who've now just passed were disgusted at where we are heading, but I know they'd be even more disgusted. And I'm talking about older generations of all backgrounds. I've talked to them. They just shake their heads at the lack of morals and values, and the lack of decency, the lack of common sense in this country. Common sense. And the smarter you are and the more common sense you have, the less people want to listen. The less people want to listen. It's, I've discovered over my lifetime that, being intelligent means nothing in this country. Nothing. It's a matter of who you know and what you know, is not what you know, but who you know, and how much you're willing to sacrifice your morals and values to get what you want. And I'm just not one of those people. I'm not. It should be, as Martin Luther King said, the content of your character, but that's not the case. I think he would be highly disappointed if he had lived to see this day. But I'm just trying to get through, keep an eye on this storm, and see what's going to happen. Dorian wasn't supposed to be anything, and then all of a sudden it became something. This one looks like it's going to be a minimal tropical storm, possibly, but again, Dorian wasn't supposed to be anything, so who knows. And I will keep y'all updated, and have a good rest of the week. And for those of you, pray for me, please. I need all the prayers I can get. I pray on my way to work. I pray in the moment of silence. I pray at night before, not all the time, but most of the time before I fall asleep, because it's tough. It's tough. I have a possible another job that has come up in the teaching field that wouldn't be so strenuous with younger people. I'm going to possibly go and talk to them. Now, the only difficulty is this would be an hour drive. But if it's more peaceful and less strenuous, I might be willing to sacrifice that. So that would be 2 hours of driving a day. But, I mean, that's the only downfall I could see. It's supposed to be a good school. But I don't know. I'm going to say my prayers on this one for guidance. And I don't have the job yet. It's just a possibility. So just keeping y'all updated. And again, have a good week. And I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening.